Axel Disasi has packed his bags. He's on the district line. He's on his way to West Ham for the remainder of this season on loan after what can only be described as a disgraceful and abysmal Chelsea career. He's finally leaving Cobham, Chelsea, after 3 years at the club, and there's not really much to show for Axel Disasi's time at the club. We're going to get into all of that in this video from the shed end. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, smash that like button, and let's get straight into the video. Now, Axel Disasi, who has been on the fringes of Chelsea's football club for some time now, looks like he's agreed in a loan deal with a potential option to buy for West Ham for £25 million, included in the loan deal for the remainder of the season. Now, Axel Disasi had number of opportunities to move in the summer. Very similar to Raheem Sterling, and even in this transfer window was very heavily linked with AC Milan, but has decided to go with Nuno Espirito Santos's team at West Ham, fighting relegation with West Ham, probably because he reckons he's probably going to get more game time. I think it comes down to where are you going to get the game time. And I'll be honest, I think Axel Disasi, does he improve West Ham? Does he really? I don't think he does. I don't think he's a player that has really settled anywhere bar his time at Monaco, where we got him from for 38.5 million. But he's never really settled at Chelsea. He didn't settle under Unai Emery at Aston Villa. He came back. He's been part of this bomb squad. He's been training on his own, isolated from the main group at Chelsea. And now he's walking into what is already a very chaotic West Ham team who are expected to try and salvage something for the remainder of this season. And look, when we signed Axel Disasi, because we wanted to see some sort of physical powerhouse that we wanted to get out of our central defenders when we needed defenders in the team. If you remember, we sold and had to get rid of some of the players like Antonio Rudiger, who went to Real Madrid that season. But when we brought in Badia Shield, we brought in Axel Disasi. We thought we were going to be signing two sort of colossus, big powerhouses, big top tall defenders, comfortable on the ball. And for the 44 appearances I think he's got for us, we haven't really got return in investment. He's become a very erratic defender, very erratic defender. And I'll be honest, when he was playing for us, he was a very nervous centre back to watch. You wasn't sure whether he was going to make a mistake or do some form of little brilliance. But there's a lot of poor performances more so than there are good performances for Axel Disasi. Does this loan mean for Chelsea? What does it mean? It just, for me, all it does, it sums up the fact that the sporting directors are at fault for spending close to £40 million on a centre back, and we still don't really have an established partnership in our back line. And that's the key worry for me. Axel Disasi, I think maybe West Ham is potentially his level in terms of loans, but I just don't see where he goes from here, because it's not, you haven't stepped sideways. You've almost, regressed in terms of your progression as a footballer. Going to West Ham. And again, that's no disrespect to them, but he will get game time there. Obviously, Taribo, who was sent off for his stupidity against us at the weekend, I'm sure when the announcement is made for Axel Disasi later on today, it will be that he will be playing a lot of football for West Ham. Basically, 3-match ban for Taribo. You would expect Axel Disasi to slot straight into Nuno's team. But look, this could be a massive headache for West Ham. This is a player, Axel Disasi, who has not played top competitive football for some time now. He's been playing in the development squad at Chelsea. He's been training away from the main group. He's only just been reintegrated to that squad of players over the last couple of weeks when Liam Rosini has been here. So it's not like Axel Disasi is at the top of his game. If anything, we're the losers in this. We are the actual losers in this, because we've spent 40 million on a player only 3 years ago, 2 seasons ago. He hasn't given us value for money. We're now looking at trying to get a fraction of the price that we paid for him. And there's no guarantee that he's going to be signed by West Ham. So he could still end up back at Chelsea in the summer, and we still have to go through the whole legwork of trying to remove him from the club in the summer. So I do think we've got the lesser part of this deal. I think in terms of the deal itself, West Ham bringing in another body, they're in a sort of relegation crisis at the moment. So it does make sense they need to bring in reinforcements. But for us, again, it doesn't really address anything defensively for us. And it does show again that the sporting directors have not got this right. But it's another player off the books for 6 months, or, for the next couple of months at least. And hopefully Axel Disasi can reintroduce himself, bring himself back into the fold of a club, and hopefully get that permanent move to West Ham or somewhere else. But the fact that AC Milan were sort of hovering around him, and even Tottenham as well. Tottenham were keen on trying to get a deal done this window, but the fact that there are clubs still interested in him does give, or should give, Axel Disasi a little bit of hope that all is not lost and he can get his career back on track. I just don't think it's going to be with Chelsea. Let's hope this deal does go through. As I'm recording this, he's expected to have his medical this afternoon. The deal is supposed to go through in the next couple of hours or so before the 7 p.m. deadline. Let's hope we can get it done. The last thing we need, we've got one player in terms of in fact, he's part of the bomb squad, the last player in the bomb squad now, because Sterling's gone. So he's the last of the bomb squad. If we can get him out, there's no more bomb squad, apart from Mudryk, but I don't put him in the bomb squad. But if we can get rid of Axel Disasi in this window, then we've done what we should have done. Again, very much like Raheem Sterling, we should have done all this in the summer. We'd be looking at a completely different strategy in the transfer, I think, in this window. But we're here. We are where we are. Let's hope we can get this deal done. Let's hope we can get the announcement and everything done as soon as possible. And let me know in the comment section, is this a bad deal for Chelsea overall? The 40 million we spent to bring him through Monaco, the fact that he hasn't played for us all season, and also he didn't really gel with the team at Aston Villa. Where does Axel Disasi's career go after this if it doesn't work at West Ham? Let me know what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe. The post-match, the preview for our second leg at Arsenal will also be out later on this evening, so make sure you hit that notification bell, and we'll be back soon with another video.